Hi guys, happy Saturday. This is a little off path of familiars, but it's still in the general vicinity of a familiar. It's more about the Reconstructionism that goes on within modern day paganism, going back to, what I mean by, I see a hair of my own on my shoulder, and that's really weird. Sorry, I had to get it off. I'm not upset with anybody. I'm not upset at all with anybody that's doing manifestation and stuff, or, all of this, as long as it's working for you and it's making you feel happy and you're progressing in your life spiritually as well. That is amazing. I mean, my darling friend Kim, my best friend, Kim, she is doing so amazing with her manifestation. And I mean, it is like, she is just like so changed. I mean, she's so much more at peace with herself, and after certain talking to certain people, and interacting with them. And so Roxy, I love you to death. I do. I've got to tell you, I love you to death. I'm just a gay boy that wants to cuddle and watch horror movies and talk about hand tattoos. So that was why I was tweeting that to you, because I thought, wow, you really made her feel amazing, and I am so happy. So I really did. I jumped the gun and I judged a book by its cover, and I'm sorry. I feel like a total heel for doing that, and I didn't mean to. It was ridiculous of me, but I mean, I'm very happy with this. But no, aside from that, that's not what I'm upset about. I'm upset with people coming into, traditional craft that want to reconstruct, and take, a 1,000-year-old, deity and reconstruct, how they're worshipped and stuff. And, a lot of them are not doing this. That's not what they're doing. So, I don't really have much to be upset about, except for the neo-pagan witches that, we're going to, just kind of reconstruct everything. And no, you don't do that. Anyways, so this is kind of along the lines of that, and what I kind of wanted to, just kind of put this out there, especially for the Wheel of the Year. Heavy quotes on that too. So this is called "When You Have to Come, You Will Come." Just like if you have to pee, go pee. It's a movie quote. Don't remember where it's from. Okay, I like this right here. It says, "Go by cum, by candlelight, by moonlight, starlight, stepping stone, and step o'er air, bracken, branches, briars, and go tonight and go alone. Terry Windling." Beautiful. Alright, so now, these days, it is common to see modern paganism reproduce ancient festival dates in a sort of irregular pattern throughout the year. So this approach is not sufficient to the witch. A witch's interaction with the tides of power must be directly linked to the movements of the unseen. So it is directly linked to the unseen world, hedge riding. Now, celebrations or special activities activities that occur throughout the year will be timed with a mind to this. For different types of witches and otherworldly beings, certain times may be found more important than others. Just like Luna, Lunasad, whatever. I don't celebrate it. It means nothing to me. A lot of it. Well, the god Lug, god of light, okay, light bearer, light bringer, Lucifer. So I mean, that would be my general perspective on just that. But yeah, it does have to coincide with, what is going on in the other worlds, with the spirits that we honor, and the guides, and the gods and goddesses. I froze up for a second. I think my computer's going to do an update. Oh, I thought it froze again. Alright, so the full moon may take on a special importance for some types of witch more than others. And lately, I don't even care about the full moon anymore. It's just, yeah. So as early as the 1500s, this is as early as the 1500s, so there is evidence of an association of the moon at its height with wolf turning. Now, whereas the fox-turning people of Wales are believed to go forth in foxskin during the winter and summer solstices particularly. So I do like that. I like how, it's regional. So, we do, the more you move around, like, the globe, it's regional, so it's going to vary. But, I mean, if it's traditional, it's going to stick to a very traditional outline. But I do like this. The fox-turning people of Wales, and, the skin-turning and all of that. The wolf-turning. which is again, taking on the fetch beast. It's bringing that out, wearing the animal pelts and their furs, to bring about that type of energy, to literally bring about that energy outside of you. So you conjure it up inside of yourself with the infernal, that fire. Now, in folklore, there are many different important times. Folklore, as there are types of ecstatic sorcerer. So the Benedenti ride on the Ember Days and have a special smaller meeting every Thursday. The Ember Days were roughly in line with the 4 major fire festivals celebrated by modern witches. Now there's 4 by traditional witches. So these were times of prayer and fasting that probably help people reach the required state of consciousness. So it was considered important to have fresh water left out on the Ember Days in case any spirit-bringing being returning from these events needed to quench the thirst of their horses, which we are the horse. And hence, the spirit, it will, be not possessing us, but it will be a part of us, bringing it out. So the Eve of St. John, or Midsummer, is given as the height of fairy activity. For this reason, it would take on a particular importance for fairy seers and anyone working with fairy familiar. Now, it is traditional to leave out strawberries and milk for them on this night. Midsummer. Are we in Midsummer right now? I don't know. So, but it should also be remembered that it was a little dangerous, that it was a dangerous time to be out and about, where you were liable to be pixie-led. Twilight and early dawn are power times for fairy, and midsummer in the northern hemisphere produced twilight-like conditions almost all through the night at the height of midsummer. So yeah, there are tales of people being, lured away by the fairies, and if you step inside a fairy ring in midsummer, you're going to be transported to Elfheim, the world of the fairy folk. Now, the depths of winter are most associated with the wild hunt and the dead. At the beginning of winter, the shining court, usually what is referred to when people talk about fairy familiars. We also have familiars that are fairies, so yields to the court of winter. This involves hellhounds, wished hounds, wandering specters, and the presence of numerous and underworldly beings. Including sometimes the black-faced huntsman himself, the king of the underworld, whose black face connects him with Gwyn ap Nudd, or Arwen of Welsh legend. The English legend of Herne the Hunter also associates this figure with having stag antlers upon his head. So it's all focused on literally what is going on in the other realm. The seasons and the festivals and what we actually, practice, celebrate. Most people consider the changeover of the courts to fall on Rodmas and the Hallowmas, which would be Halloween, respectively, though in some places it will be felt as early as the equinoxes. So Hallowmas is when the dead return to the earth to be entertained, fed, and reunited with the living. Again, there's no veil, so it's already here. Vampires and other malevolent types of witches who are compelled to feed on living people to satiate the death powers were believed to undertake their flights during a blood moon, when the moon appears red during the eclipse or other climatic event. Now, eclipses of any kind are times when the maleficum is at its strongest. Some covens of witches also timed their monthly meetings via the fullness of the moon. And whilst the Benedenti favored Thursday for their meetings, betraying a Jupiterian current to their magic and association with protective warrior gods like Thor, Friday has always been associated with witchcraft. Thus, Friday, that falls on the sinister number 13, has traditional associations with witchcraft. So Friday the 13th actually does have traditional associations with traditional witchcraft, which is incredibly amazing. So it's my favorite day. It's my mom's favorite day. It's a lucky day. We all have good luck on that day. So, now, how a witch or coven today decides to feast and, placate the dead to interact with and offer to fairy, guarding against foreign vampiric intrusion, leaving offerings for the host. In honor, the changeover of the courts will depend on factors, many factors. So, where'd I go? There we are. First of those will be what powers that you are working through that witch, or the witches in that coven. If one found themselves a modern-day Benedetti, for instance, he might desist from hanging up garlic and fennel to hinder witches from their will in a space that might not share with others, whose power might work differently. So there's some differences, and it's really good to compare though. So just as a fairy seer may wish other people to leave iron objects away from the space they come together in, these sorts of peculiarities will affect how much attention is paid to different times of year as well. So the other necessary condition for establishing a living sorcery practice around the year's cycle is the land upon which you live. You must pay attention to the flux and flow of the powers around you on that space for some time before you will be able to truly respond to the times of power. So it's getting in touch with our earth, going outside and becoming, just, being aware, what's going on outside. Is it close to a seasonal festival today? I don't know. Lunisod? I think so. But I don't feel that. I don't feel like it's a harvest festival for me today at all. I don't feel that within me. It's a very nice, somewhat hot, pretty humid and hot summer day. So I just don't resonate with that. It doesn't resonate with my being whatsoever. So, stationing feast days make even fasting, or maybe even fasting and prayer around the Ember Days, leaving out water for the riders, offering to fairy at midsummer, and a large prohibition of the dead at Hallowmas will certainly be on your agenda. But exactly how do you place these days? Exactly when you celebrate them, you should be a matter of your direct experience of the other world, as it was for those who came before us. So, it depends on what you experience when you are doing your hedge riding within traditional witchcraft, with whatever that you are doing that connects you to spirit, to the other world, to the gods, the goddesses, the ancestors, and the ancestral dead, the land spirits, the wights, the sprites, the gnomes, the woozle. I love woozles, they're so cute. Maybe I shouldn't say that, because some of them are not. So yeah, that's pretty much how that goes. Now, we will not succeed in making otherworldly tides dance around an 8-spoked wheel of the year. It is us that must do the dancing in response to the movements of great powers. So, let me read that again. Otherworldly tides dance around, or making otherworldly tides dance around an 8-spoked wheel of the year. It is us that must do the dancing in response to the movements of greater powers. You will look for physical as well as otherworldly signals. You will look for the first blossom on the hawthorn to declare it Rodnas. But you will also become familiar with special feeling, a taste or a smell in the air that heralds in the approach of the shining court. So, when we get more towards, like, since I live on the farmland, a farmhouse, and we have, farm around us, this is whenever the farmers start doing their thing is when it kind of sets into me. I kind of feel that in my being. It's like, oh, okay, so it's, they're doing their first harvest, and things are being brought in, and, we don't have a garden anymore, which I think the gods, I hate gardening, but it's just, that's kind of what I do. I kind of feel around, like, what's going on with the corn around me, the bean field, across the street, the corn for miles, this way, that way, behind me, every which way. So it's just all depending on that. And the birds, too. The birds and, the trees, my trees. What are the trees doing? They're in full bloom right now. So, it's not like it's, fall yet. But that's just me. Now, where did I go? Oh, likewise, with the approach of winter, you will note the mists in the morning and the days beginning to shorten, the leaves withering from the oak, who is the strongest and whose leaves hang on till near the end. And yeah, that big oak tree in the front, that's a pine tree, not an oak tree. Sorry. But you will also notice the thickening of the air with the presence of ghosts and a certain melancholy, as though the earth was breathing out the past. So that's kind of like the idea of what I was getting at. Like, really what I was getting at was, not, saying that, people that were, practicing or honoring, people were honoring, like the goddesses and the gods in the way that they should have been honored. But they weren't, trying to reconstruct, like the offerings that they liked, the candles that they liked, the foods, that's not the case. But it is with all of, most of these New Agers. They want to reconstruct what is already there, what has already been formulated in many books, in many spirits, minds, bodies, the land, everything. So, and the other world, the spirits, they recognize that. What we do as traditional crafters, and yes, it's cyclical. So they, they understand what we're doing. And then, somebody else came in and tried to, say, okay, well, this god, Pan, I am going to take away his flute, and I'm going to give him, human legs. Yeah, that's coming in and reconstructing. So that's not what I was, directing at the manifestation people, coaches, and, the manifestors. So that was far from it. Alright, so let's do some coffee talk. But yes, I love that. And it's getting close to I don't know what. You can feel the spirit activity getting thicker. I mean, I can. It's always thick here, but very thick. So it's different. It's very different for everybody. But yeah, that's just something that I thought was really interesting. A little bit of folklore and history of the festivals. Alright. Let's see. Oh, Freya Norling, you are so amazing. So amazing. Alright. Hopefully. Go on. There we go. So yeah, the video I uploaded yesterday with the tree, I just got tired of waiting, so I just sat down and I just kind of connected. So you guys have that to look at. That's that tree that, yeah, what happened. Very crazy. Very, very crazy. Alright, Sheila Nagel. I wish I could sit outside again, but I can't because of the poor air quality from Canada's fires. It's Canada and it's also California. Yeah. Today's not a bad day. I mean, we do have those days. We have air quality days where it's really hard to breathe and it's getting more humid, so that's, it's coming. Soul of Thorns. I think I love the weather you have. Do you think? It's bipolar. It's insane. Up in Michigan, it's actually kind of windy. Still, it was kind of cold. My God, really? It's hot here. It is really hot. I mean, really hot. The partial sun. Hi, you. How are you? Hey, Ryan. Hi. Hello. Thank you for this video. Oh, does that make more sense to you about the fetch and our familiars being an aspect of ourselves? Because that's kind of making more that makes a lot more sense to me. So if you want to try to stop smoking, you can try that. I'm not really honestly gonna stop smoking. Mugwort and even Rose. Hopefully those. Hope that you're having a good day today. Update. I did some workings today, making a protection satchel for my mom due to a certain person's release date getting out. I did it to the formula of Appalachian witchcraft, which is heavily Christian influence, with the Bible passages being used and spoken multiple times. I'm hoping that through them, my ancestors, I won't fear the Bible and witchcraft, but come to respect it and distance myself from the Christian God, and just use the passages as I would for any other form of bibliomancy. I totally understand that too. I totally do. And finally, I got new cards. I was telling you about the playing cards. They're depicted with the signs of mountain living on each and are already a bit more trickier than tarot. I feel with this deck I'm going to go more off of the imagery rather than the booklet. Yeah, that's what it triggers the subconscious, and then you just start to just vomit words like I do when I read for people. So, but I can already tell that the ancestors like them. Good. The first two cards I got in the spread talked about those who have died and helped me with troubles before. I love that. See? It all comes together. It all falls into place. It really does. That's beautiful. I'm going to get that book, Appalachian Witchcraft. I do like that. I love that. I love your history. It's so cool. Soul of Thorns, spread seeds, any kind. No! That's what I'm trying to get rid of, are weeds. You should ask them. I would consider it a little exchange. That would still make me sad, though. I'm not too upset about it. I mean, they know that it has to be done. I talked to them before, you know. I do anything. I talk to, you know, I'm very connected to this land. It's, you know, it feels like I've lived here my entire life, and I haven't. It just feels, yes, I'm very connected here to this land, so. They're happy. I mean, they're happy. Ooh, my Kim. Hi, my Kim. I love you. How are you? Alright, maybe, or makes you think of the Matrix, like another world within another one. Yes, it is. It's weird. Like the portal you talked about. It is really weird. It's like for 2 seconds, it's like the earth shifts beneath me, and I am in this, it's like a bubble. It's just weird. It is the weirdest feeling. Maybe dimensions. I don't know. I think it's like moving and melting into other dimensions. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Or maybe when you said you do astral projection. That's not astral projection. It's very different for me. I don't know what it is. It makes you want to search what is out there and what is possible. It does. It does. And that's what I want to do. Fetch pieces sound fascinating to read about and study. Had not heard about it until you started to talk about it. It is so interesting. I didn't, you know, and I'm still learning, guys. I'm still learning. I still have trouble with laying a compass. I have trouble with understanding familiars. But doing this video with you guys, these video series, it helps me as well to learn and grow and progress on my path of traditional craft. So yes, I love it. I'm so happy for you, Kim. I love you. It is. It's so interesting. Alright, Lady Witch, Cindy Miller, Santa Muerte and Harley, Brent Edwards, Lord Welb, Carole Lacusta, Jay Phoenix, hi my bro, Beetle Dap 3000, Diane Hannon, hi darling. Hi. Alexandra Hill, Abel Lagasse, Susie Sibiter. Are you guys still fighting? 1 year ago? No. Okay, good. My Queen of Negativity, hello. J. Anthony W. Alchemy of Life, Kate the Witch, Lisa Oakes, and Mr. Dizzy Von Clutch. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy. I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Again, A Deed Without a Name, Unearthing Traditional Witchcraft by Lee Morgan. Incredible book. Very, very thin, but very, very, very incredible. And it's not too much. Not too bad, so I would definitely give this a look. It's so interesting, but alright. I'm over 20 minutes, so I love you guys. Please stay safe, stay healthy, all that good stuff. And I love you guys with all my heart. All the way from Venus, of course, all the way back down. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So I love you guys. Stay safe. Thank you for all of your comments. You guys are amazing. Send me your ghost stories. I want to start reading your guys' scariest ghost stories. I want to be scared. I'm in the mood for being scared. It feels like Halloween is coming, and it is. So if you want, please send in your scariest ghost encounters, spirit encounters, demon encounters, demon. I don't believe in demons, but you know, send them to me. I want to read them and see just how interesting they are. So, alright, I love you guys, and thank you guys for watching.